fellas know this shit get out of hand, but they smile, cause you've been so long without a man. And it won't be long till you're out of bands. The only thing you really need is a husband. The only thing you really need is a husband. The only thought you ever need is I trust him. All your dreams, all your goals, it's promised with this ring I have in my hands. The main thing a nigga got is these plans. Got a plan for us, got a plan to grow, got a plan for homes, got a plan for bad times, got a plan for good times, got a plan for hood times, got a plan for hood crimes, got a plan for trust, got a plan for lust, got a plan for Beverly Hills. You know that's where they at. You know that's where they at. Beverly Hills. You know that's where they at. I don't really wanna go back to that. If I do, I know I'm going back to back. Breaking backs to backs. Imagine that, that's so hazardous, so I handle that. All you really need is a husband. Show you loving. Let him touch you, let him rub you, let him hug you, let him thug you, let him hold you down. All you need is a husband who gon' touch you, who gon' rub you, who gon' hug you, who gon' kiss you, who gon' miss you with no issue, with no issue, and no issue.
My soul cries out hallelujah, and I thank God for saving me. I thank God for...
Here go all your problems again.
I thank God.
3, 2, 1, your pen. Uncle now he back in the pen.
Done for me.
Auntie shut down again. Did she finally come to life? Ever wish you had another life? Ever wish you had another life? Ever wish you had another life? Don't you wish the night would go long? I've been feeling low for so long. I ain't had a high so long. I've been in the dark for so long. Night is always darkest for the dawn. Gotta make my mark before I'm gone. I don't wanna die alone. I don't wanna die alone. I get mad when she gone, mad when she home, sad when she gone, mad when she home, sad when she gone.
Loose it right now, God. Spirit that wants to run with
Floating on a silver lining.
in the name of Jesus.
Yeah, you know where to find me. Riding on a silver lining. And my God won't deny me. Tell the devil get behind me. All the stars are aligned. Lift me up every time. You know exactly where to find me. Did those ideas ever really come to life? Make it all come to life. Make it all come to life. Praying for a change in your life. Well, maybe it's gonna come tonight. Sadness setting in again. 3, 2, 1, your pen. Uncle right back in the pen. Tell me how Auntie been. Took your thoughts and penciled them in. Should've wrote them down in pen. And maybe they'll come to life. And maybe they'll come to life. Sadness setting in again. 3, 2, 1, your pen. Uncle right back to the pen. Tell me how Auntie been. Thoughts you had penciled them in. Probably should've wrote them in pen, and maybe they'd come to life. They could finally come to life. They could finally come to life. You know where to find me. They cannot define me, so they crucify me. House of flames when I leave. Come and purify me. Come and sanctify me. You the air that I breathe. A ultra light beam. Brought a gift to Northie. All she want was Nikes. This is not about me. God is still alive, so I'm free. Floating on a silver lining. Floating on a silver lining. So when I'm free, I'm free.
Okay, so let me tell you the reason why the Dallas Wings did this. All right, and it's fine. It all makes sense. This is something that the Jacksonville Jaguars did during the NFL draft, and they're getting completely annihilated because of it. But now everyone is sort of coming around to it. Right now, the Dallas Wings were going to have Azzi Fudd no matter what. So even though she was projected by many to be a first round pick, others also had Lauren Betts or Olivia Miles, our fam. Some people didn't believe she was even top 5 worthy. Some people didn't believe that she was top 10 worthy. Okay. But the Dallas Wings wanted her no matter what. And it was all about shooting percentage. It was all about shooting and what she would become based off of her potential. But that shooting is something that you just cannot ignore. You have to have it no matter what, even if you have to reach for it. Okay. So no matter what, this is who we identified. This is who we want. And if we are reaching to get her, so be it. If we are paying extra to get her, so be it. We want our player. And it fits perfectly, okay? Because when she finally starts warming up and that efficiency is there and that consistency is there, the Dallas Wings will be practically or virtually unbeatable. Unbeatable, right? The floor will be spread, lanes will be open, you will be forced into zones, she'll bust your zones. This will be immaculate, perfection, sparkle and shine. Sparkle and shine. She is just that dangerous, just that threatening, just that deadly. Right? And no one has a quicker trigger than her. She has the quickest trigger I've seen in women's basketball, like ever. With that type of accuracy, So you can say we reached for her. We don't care. We do not care. We identified who would make us the most deadly. Now, could we have drafted Lauren Betts and had a new Twin Towers with Lauren Betts and Lee Eru? Sure. Sure, why not? Sure, why not? Okay. Could we have drafted our fam and somehow paired her with Jessica Shepard and didn't have to pay Alana Smith? Yeah, sure. That's fine. Could we have drafted Olivia Miles and had a backcourt situation with Olivia, Arike, and Paige? Sure, that's also nice. But not one of those players are more deadlier than Azzi Fudd on a perimeter. And that's where it counts, right? That's where it counts. In transition, trail threes, screen threes, off the dribble threes, catch and shoot threes. No one in the WNBA is more deadlier from distance than Azzi Fudd. And when she finally clicks, it's all over. You're talking about 45%. There will be some games where Azzi will be 70% from behind the arc. There will be some games where she's 58% from behind the arc on high volume. She will end up averaging 45% or at minimum 42 to 43% by the end of the season. That is something you cannot pass on. She is so deadly because of her quick release and accuracy that it doesn't matter how heavily contested it is. And that's whether it's catch and shoot or whether it's off the dribble, right? Whether it's a rhythm three or contortion three, it doesn't matter, right? And including the mid-range, well, she'll be close to 56%. So we have to have her. You probably said compared to everyone in the first round, AZ isn't top 10 if we're just being honest. So her shooting ability is number one. And that's what we want. And we're going to reach to get her. It does not matter. And so the Jacksonville Jaguars went through the same thing. They literally went through the same thing. So they have this program, this system called Blackwater. And it was developed by their general manager. He's in his early 30s, I believe, James Gladstone. It was developed by James Gladstone and, oh gosh, I forget the other dude name that they hired. But it's developed by James Gladstone and this other dude. And it's a database. It's a system of analytics and database in a database where they have all of this information about every player in the league and every player in college. And what happens is that it's so deep and so detailed it'll blow your mind. And all of their coaches and scouts, including defensive coaches or offensive coaches, positional coaches, scouts, general managers, they all have a week to watch film and break down the Blackwater analytics of all of these players in college or players in the NFL. And you have a week to break down all of these players using the Blackwater database. Separately alone, no one can know anything about how you feel, your opinions or anything within that week. You then all come together as a team. And everyone has a list of who stood out the most to them, who fits the Jaguars' principles, what the Jaguars stand on, who fits all of those traits, all of those traits, who fits it all. And you have to have a list from 1 to maybe 10 or whatever. Do you people know that our tight end fit, and he was projected to be a third round. Some people had him to be a fifth round. So when they all came together, they all had one name at the top of their list, and it was this tight end, Nate Borkacher from Texas A&M. This is our defensive coordinator and defensive positional coaches, our offensive coordinator, offensive positional coaches, right? This is the head coach. This is even our scouts. After a week of combing through all possible draft picks, a week to themselves without any influence from any other coach or anyone, when they all got together and had to make their draft board and present names based off of what they gathered from the Blackwater database and who will fit all of the traits, everything the Jaguars are looking for, there was one player atop of their list. And that was a tight end named Nate Borkacher, who many had going in the 5th round. And the Jaguars took him at the top of the 2nd round. Now, we didn't have a 1st round pick, so we had a 2nd round pick. We had all of these other names, right? Some of them should have been 1st round picks. And they were need picks, but we took the tight end, right? And so they were criticized for it. And the head coach and the GM said, we didn't care. We did not care. We were going to have him no matter what. No matter what. I don't care that he was projected to go in the 5th round. He literally aced everything we were looking for. Everything. Independently. Without any outside influence. And everyone came together with this consensus that he should be the number 1 player on the board. And they drafted him anyway. You can call it a reach, but the Jaguars said he fit everything we wanted in a player. And we're going to take him. And even though we're going to pay him more than what we could have had in the 5th round, we don't care. They felt there was no guarantee he would be there in the 5th round or the 3rd round. Let's get him right now. This is a new way to draft where everyone, the analysts, the prognosticators, everyone is telling you who you should draft. Mel Kiper and everyone is telling you who you should draft. And the Jaguars are saying, no one has our database, and we're going to do this in a different way. We don't care where you say he or she should be. We know who we want. And if we're overpaying them because really he should go in the 3rd or 2nd, or she should go in the bottom of the 1st or the 2nd, we don't care. This is who we want, and we're going to take her or him any damn way. Now, I remember I used to do this, and I still do sometimes when I play NBA 2K WNBA mode. I don't play the NBA side of it because I haven't watched the NBA in 10 years. I don't know anything about the NBA. So, and then I would do this in Madden as well. So sometimes there's a prospect where when you scout this woman or this male player in Madden, they have all the traits and everything you need, including the potential. And if you look at the mock drafts or the big board, they have them going in the 2nd or 3rd round or the bottom of the 1st round. And you got a top 10 pick. Okay. Once I grade this prospect grades better than the people who are projected to be top 5 or top 10 or 1st rounders. You know what I do? I take him or her anyway. Even if I got the 5th overall pick, I'm taking her or him anyway. Because they just have more to me. And what I'm looking for, that could be size, that could be length, that could be IQ, that could be strength, that could be a myriad of different things. They grade better to me, and that's who I want. And there's no guarantee that that person will be there with the 10th pick. Or there's no guarantee that that person will be there in the 2nd round. What if someone takes him at the bottom of the 1st or her at the bottom of the 1st? There's no guarantee, so I'm getting her right now or I'm drafting him right now. So out with tradition. Out with the way people are telling you things are supposed to be. This is just the way things are done. Right? Everyone, the consensus is that this guy is a 5th round tight end or a 3rd round tight end, and the Jaguars took him at the top of the 2nd. That's not how things are done. And the Jaguars are saying, well, we are ahead of the curve. We are trailblazers. We are in the future in this new era, and we're doing things our way, not the traditional way. And that's why you see this cover photo, and in the background, I got AZ Paradigm. This is a paradigm shift. This is a new era of drafting. We've never seen this done before in history, in basketball, in professional basketball, in the States. Never has happened. Where a team drafted someone based off of what fit them best and what they desperately needed, even though you had the consensus number one pick, who everyone believes should have been the number one pick. I mean, it was clear as day. Or a team need. Everyone said, we need this. And that was the consensus. And you chose a player who you believe, when it's all said and done, will make the Dallas Wings more deadly than anyone could ever imagine. And if that means we have to reach for AZ, we're going to reach for her. Right? And that's what the Jaguars did. I just want to show you just a little bit, just the beginning of the system. This is the future, you guys. And you're going to start seeing teams in the WNBA do this. You're going to start seeing this in the NBA, and other NFL teams are going to catch on and start doing it this way. All right, here we go. They're on the phone with him. All right, let's go.
On a deeper level. It's curating our conversation before ever getting into a large group setting. We want to make sure that we do our part to prepare for the meeting in a more efficient and effective way. And a lot of this stuff is clickable. You can click into a player page here. You can go to a stats tab. You can go to makeup tab and read more information. But all this stuff is pretty user friendly and also pretty in depth.
I know that with the presence of Jake Temmey, who I have a decade of experience working alongside, been able to fuse essentially scout intuition with data analytics, and that's a powerful bridge.
Everything we preached on the right person, the right player, to get someone of his caliber, that's that person, is so rare.
There you go. That's it, right there.
So you're saying he's what we're hunting up?
Well, as good a bet as we can make.
That's where I landed.
Yeah.
You're making bets no matter what. I like that bet.
Right.
What I do is facilitate the technology, so anything with data, information, how we scout, and then also some version of just assisting in every facet of the process. So whether that's free agency, the draft, etc., just kind of helping provide technology and data to help us answer questions and do that to the best of our ability. What I'm going to get into immediately is really the idea of it's the wisdom of the collective and how we're going to capture that. And that's going to be through overall average. I started with the St. Louis Rams in 2014. That was my first gig. I built the scouting system in St. Louis, where we ended up building Jaguars in 2015. It was a communication hub. So it was a place where anyone could go, whether it didn't matter the department, but you knew if you went into Jaguars, there was a way that you could communicate out a message to the whole staff. It was almost like a pyramid of information, where at the top, Les was consuming it all. So James helped build that. He helped build that process. So then in coming to Jacksonville, it was easy to say, hey, the first thing we can do is let's nail this system. Let's make sure that this is our vehicle to communicate, that our vehicle to make sure everyone's on the same page, to get all these different voices and opinions aggregated in a way that then we can use to make decisions. This is kind of how our system operates. It's October 1st, we'll distribute 15 receivers to 10 different evaluators. All 10 evaluators will do that in an isolation. They have a week to do those 15 players. They have full capacity to look at the entire page. So if they want to look at stats and they want to launch video from stats, they can do that. If they want to go into the psych testing, if they want to go into notes, so on and so forth, they can navigate through that entire system and be able to kind of dive into anything that's relevant for them. Like an example of one segment of it is the next gen stats data, which is the chips and the shoulder pads. Every player has it every Sunday. It's every 10th of a second we get a GPS reading off of that. So it's truly billions of rows of data that come out of just that segment of our platform. The human brain can't comprehend all the stuff that's going in there. We need some version of being able to synthesize, analyze, come back with, hey, this is what's important throughout all of this noise. One thing we've done also is we'd have our scouts say, hey, what's some fact that you'd like to tell a coach? So we call it a did you know? And it's stats associated with our team. So, hey, did you know that Travis Hunter played more snaps than any other rookie on our team this year? Being able to give a fact to a coach or give a fact to anyone who's analyzing a player and say, hey, this is some piece of information that seems, whether it's analytically relevant, might just be Carter Bradley's from Jacksonville, whatever it is, some version of kind of getting a dialogue rolling, and then have some version of a water cooler, which is what we call it, which is like a non-formal dialogue around why you saw it this way. One thing that James learned from Les and that he does an unbelievable job at is keeping his own opinion out of the mix. If James were to say his opinion, now everyone, it's an echo chamber. No one really wants to say, if James says, I think this player's no good, it's hard for the next person up to be like, well, I disagree. So we keep his information only displayed to him and Liam. Those are the only two people that can see it. That is proven to be a competitive advantage for us in Los Angeles. It's going to be a competitive advantage for us in Jacksonville with being able to just aggregate information in a way that doesn't give weight to one person over another, but really it values the collective opinion.
In a good spot.
Cool. Good. All good, guys? Cool. All right, great. Thanks, James. Appreciate it, bro. Good job, Jake. Hey, man. Good. You're wicked smart, huh? All right, guys.
Okay, and so, yeah, and that's what that is. So, like, I'm just super excited that I was able to play that for all of you so you can understand what's going on. And this is how they landed with their pick, okay? This is how they landed with their pick. They did not care what anyone else thought. Everyone you've seen in that room, from the scouts to the coaches, the coordinators, the executive vice president, player personnel, they all came up with Nate Borcher or Borkacher. That was the consensus. And this was independent. This was independent. And when they all got together, they all had him at the top of their list. So I don't care that Mel Kiper had him going in the 3rd round or someone from Barstool had him going in the 5th round. I don't care that someone on ESPN had him going in the 4th round. He fits everything we want in a player and everything we want in a Jaguar. And we're going to take him no matter what. And that's literally what happened with AZ. There was no way the Dallas Wings were just going to let that sit out. Wasn't going to happen. Wasn't going to happen. How is it possible that you people could ever think that we would pass up on someone with this type of shooting ability? Like, make it make sense. There's no way. So you want us to get Lauren Betts, that's fine. I'm not knocking Lauren Betts. I'm not mad at Lauren Betts. That's fine. You want us to get our fam, I'm okay with that too. You want us to get Olivia Miles, hey, I'm okay with that too. But no one in this draft, no one in recent memory of the WNBA, you got to go back years ago to a player who had this type of shooting ability, and she came from the same school, and that was Kalina Mosqueda-Lewis. But she couldn't do it like AZ, not off the dribble, not like this. And she didn't have this type of quick trigger. There is no one in recent memory who had this type of capability. And we don't care that we reached for her. We don't care that this is who we identified, and we were going to get her no matter what. And she doesn't have to start. Not yet. She doesn't have to start. Let her get healthy. Let her learn the system. Let's get her conditioning ready to where it needs to be on the professional level. Let's get her more of these reps. And then we'll integrate her. And we'll have a game where she's playing 20 minutes. There'll be a game where she's playing 25 minutes. There will be a game where she's playing 30 minutes. There might be a game where she's only playing 18 minutes, right? But then you're going to see her play significant minutes at some point. But it doesn't matter, because what we can guarantee, even if she plays 18 minutes, you know what we can guarantee? That if she has 6 3-point shots in those 18 minutes, that she's going to probably most likely make 53% of them. That's what we believe, right? She's going to make over 50% of those shots. There will be a game where she will go 6 of 6 in 18 minutes. There will be a game where she will go 8 of 8 in 20 minutes. We're counting on that. And at the end of the season, you'll look up and you're going to see the Dallas Wings in the playoffs. They most likely probably would get far if everything is ideal in terms of health. And you'll look up at the end of the season and Azzi Fudd's 3-point percentage is 43%. 43%. Wow. Wow. It worked. It paid off. And that frees up everyone. That frees up Alana Smith. That frees up Jessica Shepard. That frees up Enrique. That frees up Paige. That frees up, that frees up Paige. That frees up Odyssey Sims. That frees up everyone. Isaiah James, Maddie Segrist, Lee Yarul. You name it. They already have arguably the best roster in the WNBA. There's only 5 great rosters in the WNBA, and there's only 3 that's at the very top. Chicago Sky, Dallas Wings, New York Liberty. Those are the 3 best rosters in the league, and it's not even close. It's not even close. Right? And you add the most deadly shooter we've ever seen in women's basketball, at least coming out of college. We've never seen a shooter this deadly before, ever. Ever. And somehow you think we were going to pass this up? Well, you could have traded down. We didn't want to trade down. We have the number 1 pick. We're going to take her with the number 1 pick. That's her value to us. Her value says number 1 overall pick. Her value to you says number 3, number 4, number 5, number 10, number 12. To us, her value says number 1. So it's just like the Jaguars. Mel Kiper says that tight end, his value is 3rd round. Other people on other podcasts, some of these other podcasts had him going in the 5th round. That's your value, but our value says 2nd round, and we're going to take him at the 2nd round. We're going to take him in the 2nd round. That's just the way this thing is going to go, right? So I'm going to show you this one more time. We'll go here. Top to bottom. Top to bottom, you guys. Starting lineup. Odyssey Sims. Enrique Gumbawale. Paige Beckers. Jessica Shepard. Alana Smith. Azzi Fudd. Awak Kior. Lee Yarul. Maddie Segrist, Alicia Clark, Isaiah James, JJ Quinterly. Elite. There isn't a weakness on this team. There isn't a weakness on this team. There isn't a weakness on this team. And then your development players in Dulcie, which she played for Fernandez in college. She's a really dependable player. And then Costanza. There isn't a weakness on this roster. And this woman right here is going to open up everything. She's going to open up everything. Everything. She's going to free up everyone. When she's on the floor, your life is in jeopardy. It is imminent. It is a predictable, expected death. It is an inevitable death. It's like going somewhere that you're not supposed to go. And you know if you go there, you're probably going to die. And you can feel it in your throat. Your heart is beating through your throat. You know I'm not supposed to be over here or with these people. There's something frightening, haunting, eerie. I feel this death, the shadow of the valley of death. That's how these opponents will feel when they see Azzi on the court. It's going to happen. Oh, damn, we got to guard her. That's how the coaches are going to feel when they got to switch everything. And here comes all of these cutters. Here comes all of these opportunities. Because you got to change. Everything shifts. It's like an elite cornerback, where the cornerback can take away an entire half side of the field and prevent you from throwing to that side. And it makes your offense predictable. Right? It makes your offense predictable. It ties one hand behind your back. It chops off an arm. That's what's going to happen when Azzi gets into these games. One of your arms are going to be chopped off. That's the key. Sparkle and shine. That's the key. She's the key, right? So you got Dallas. You got Chicago. You can't find a weakness. Even with their development players, you can't find a weakness. You don't have a weakness on this team. Not a single weakness. Create a willing, ideal, everyone stays healthy. You don't have a weakness on this team. Chicago, Dallas, New York Liberty. The three best rosters in this league. And honestly, these are the three greatest rosters I think we've ever seen in WNBA history, right? There's never been a roster like this, except you got to go back to the Minnesota Lynx. But I'm just talking about just sheer quality of depth. The Minnesota Lynx were extremely top heavy during their championship years with some solid pieces off the bench, but they were never this deep. They were never this deep, right? So you can go with Lindsay Whalen and Rebecca Brunson and Simone Augustus and Maya Moore, okay? And you had some nice, cute pieces off the bench, but they were never this deep. Not top to bottom. Top heavy, elite, Hall of Fame top heavy, okay? And you can also throw in Sylvia Fowles later on. But top heavy, not like this, right? In terms of complete roster, not like this. Right? So these are the three most complete rosters from top to bottom we've ever seen in WNBA history. I mean, these are three gold medal winning teams. If you put these three teams in the Olympics, all three of these teams you would get bronze, you would get gold, silver, bronze. One of these teams are going to win bronze. One of them will win silver. One of them will win gold. Going up against all of these other teams in the world, competing in the Olympics. This is how serious these three teams are, right? These are Olympic gold medal winning teams. All three of these teams, all three of them, all three. And that woman you see in that cover photo, Azzi Fudd, that's the key. That's the key for the Dallas Wings. She's the key. She's going to free up everything. She's going to open every door. She's going to create all of these spaces. And when she steps on the court, she chops off one of your arms as a head coach. One of your arms are chopped off because you have to completely shift everything. But it's so deadly because when she's in the game, and if Arike is in the game, you're really in trouble. And if she's in the game with Arike, And with Paige Beckers, you're really in trouble. You're in a lot of trouble. And Alana Smith and Jessica Shepard are smiling from ear to ear. Lee Yarou is smiling from ear to ear. Maddie Segrist is smiling from ear to ear. Odyssey Sims is smiling from ear to ear. Isaiah James and J.J. Quinterly, Alicia Clark, everyone is smiling from ear to ear. Because there's no way on God's green earth you could ever leave her open. If you leave her open, you're asking for an early grave. You're asking for an inevitable death. If you ever throw Travis Hunter's way, expect an interception. And he 9 times out of 10, he'll run it back because he's one of the greatest wide receivers we've ever seen. If you throw it old school Deion Sanders' way, expect an interception, an inevitable death, and 9 times out of 10, he's going to run it back. Old school Darrelle Revis, throw it his way, you're an idiot. That's how this thing is going. Put Azzi Fudd in the game, and she chops off your arm. And then you start looking around, and it's like, wait a second, she's in the game with Arike and Paige? Oh, my gosh. Oh, Jesus Christ, they got Lee Yarou in the game, too? Oh, they got Alana Smith and Jessica. Oh, my, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? And then you got Gino, the Hispanic Latino Gino 2.0 as your head coach. Fernandez is literally Gino Auriemma. You got Gino, you got a Hispanic Gino Auriemma coaching them. Oh, and by the way, Jose Fernandez and Gino are really close friends. Really, really close friends. So you literally got Gino 2.0 coaching the Dallas Wings. The Creator willing, God willing, everyone stays healthy. The Dallas Wings will probably end up being in the WNBA Finals. You'll definitely see them in the semifinals. That's how serious this is. We could have a Dallas Wings, New York Liberty championship. Or we could have a Dallas Wings, Chicago Sky championship. Right? You never know what Becky will do with the Aces. They do have Kennedy Carter. They just don't have that type of depth. That's the problem. Right? So this is pretty serious. Nate Tibbetts, they're pretty predictable. But when Monique Okor-Makani gets back, when everyone gets back, that's going to open up a lot of things for them. And his plan is to at least get 63s a game. So attempt 63s, so things could be a little bit different. But when you look at the rosters and the coaches and their strategy, their schemes and what they like to run, Dallas Wings versus New York Liberty in the finals, or Dallas Wings versus Chicago, or somehow Vegas is going to sneak up in there. That's where it is. Atlanta will have something to say. So you got Atlanta when Bree Jones get back. So you got Atlanta. You have the Aces. You have New York. You have Dallas. You have Chicago. And then we can have a conversation about Phoenix. And then we can have a conversation about Golden State. And then we can have a conversation about the Mystics. Right? But the top 5 teams, Chicago, Dallas, New York, Aces, Atlanta, and then everyone else comes behind that. Golden State, got to have a conversation about the Mystics. Phoenix. That's how this thing is. So, yeah, she's the key. I think this is important only because of this is going to be how they start doing drafts. And they're going to draft off of the player that they want the most and not who is projected to be in the top 5 or the top 10. It's who we want. And we don't care that we have the number 1 pick and you have her as a going in the bottom of the first round, or you have her as a second round pick. She's number one to us, and that's who we're gonna take. Period. Okay, so that's what the Jaguars did, and that's never happened in the NFL. That's why they are under so much scrutiny, and that's what Dallas did. But when it's all said and done, and she finishes her career as the most deadly three-point shooter in WNBA history, and she got 2 championships on her finger, or maybe 3, then everyone is going to be like, man, but Dallas did the right thing. I thought they should have went after Lauren Betts. I thought they probably should have went after Alba Pham or Olivia Miles. And no, they got the right one. And when it's all said and done, at the end of her career, 2 to 3 championships, the greatest shooter of all time. It's the way it is. And it paid off. Paid off. Yeah, so let me get up out of here.